Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about and review The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This is a 2011 film directed by David Fincher. It's a remake of a Swedish film and technically also the adaptation of the book with the same name. Are you still with me? The plot is we meet Daniel Craig, who plays Miguel. He's this financial reporter who gets discredited from this guy that he tried to go after, and he gets hired by Christopher Plummer, this wealthy guy. He has a wealthy family. He wants Daniel Craig to investigate the disappearance of his niece some 40 years ago. He wants to know basically who in the family killed her. So as Daniel Craig is doing this, he gets the help of this hacker played by Rooney Mara, Lisbeth, and the two of them have a very interesting dynamic, interesting relationship. A lot of fucked up stuff happens throughout this film. What I think of this movie is I really enjoy it. I do. I know that some people might say, well, this isn't as good as the Swedish film, and that may be true. I can't speak to that. I've never seen it, but I've heard good things, so maybe someday, one day. But just this movie alone, there's something about a David Fincher film. When I sit down and watch it, yeah, this is like 2.5 hours long, so you could say you have to be in the right mood to sit down and watch it. That's true, but when I put this on, I've only seen this a couple of times, but every time I watch it, I get sucked in. I get glued in. The time goes by quick. And I can't say that a lot for movies that are this long. I like the tone of it, the very bleak, serious tone, the murder mystery, the following the story. Because, yeah, I guess the main plot is this girl who went missing or dead, and we're trying to figure out what happened to her within this family, and that's interesting. It's very interesting. But I also find the other stuff going on with the characters interesting, like Daniel Craig, best known obviously for James Bond, but it's interesting to see him outside of that franchise playing a different character, a very different character, just this guy who's down and out, and I don't want to say desperate, but the money he's being offered is too good to pass up. And I also like the little side plot he had with Robin Wright, who was his chief editor at this reporting job that he had, but he's also sleeping with her, which is also complicated because she's married. Oops. And like I said, Christopher Plummer is the guy who hires Daniel Craig, and Stellan Skarsgård is a big part of this family. And really quick, really random, some of these actors that I saw in the film, like they had 2 scenes each. Joel Kinnaman, he works at this reporting job, and you just see him in the background for a couple scenes. I'm not even sure if he has speaking lines. And Elodie Young, who I know most recently from the Daredevil Netflix series as Elektra. She's been in a bunch of other stuff. She has like 2 scenes. One scene where she sleeps with Rooney Mara. So there you go. But Rooney Mara, let's get back to her. I can't get over how great she is in this movie. And I say great. This is an actress who 1 year prior to this was in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake as Nancy, the lead girl, and she was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Like, if you watch that movie and that's the only film you saw by her, you would think she sucks. Then cut to a year later, and she gives an Oscar-nominated performance, and I do think she deserved it. She completely transformed herself. She committed to this role, not only with changing her look, but being this tragic character that's had a lot of messed up stuff happen to her. Even in this movie, some of the things, the rape scenes, like so many scenes where I feel for her. I understand her. But then she has some moments where she shows she's capable of being brutal herself. She's capable of handling herself and getting revenge on certain people, or doing things where you almost cheer her on, even though it's violent. And I like that. I like how this movie is structured. It does take some twists and turns, but for the most part, it's the thriller element of it that, even watching it just now, it kept me tense during so many scenes and moments throughout the film. I really like this cast. I wish that we had done sequels with this cast, but I guess for whatever reason, it wasn't meant to be. It made enough money and it got decent enough reviews. I know some people don't love it. Some people probably hold it in a different regard because they've seen the original. I really enjoy it though. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the American version. What did you think of it? Did you like it as much as I did? Or are you somebody that doesn't care for it because it's not as good as the original or the book? Let me know why. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!